Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Dan McShane Show. I'm Vince Reed. As you know, we're brought to you in part by Aria Health, your friends and neighbors right here on Oxford Valley Road in Bucks County. And also, of course, we're brought to you by the Continental Tavern, where you can watch all the games that Pennsbury plays right on their TVs, home and away. And by the PRBL, the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. Just get to them on PRBL.com, and you can find out information about that. We'll tell you more about it as we go along. Well, Coach, we're through the first three non-league ball games so far. I want to touch a little bit about those games. Certainly this last time, your team, which is very young and very inexperienced, found out what it's like to play one of the top 5 teams in the state of Pennsylvania when you come down to it. I'd like to think, maybe they had a chance to talk to you a little bit. What did they feel coming out of a game like that against such good opposition?
Well, again, there's no surprises how good North Penn is. Dick does a great job coaching and all. Our kids, understanding the speed at which at that level in the state you have to play at, and the level of intelligence, and you name it, the physical nature of it, the mental nature of it. We have to really step our game up to compete at that level, to say the least.
And when you look at it here for 3 games, of course, and I feel as it turned out, you went against the competition. First week, second week got better, third week got even better, and I would feel that, by now maybe the kids realize exactly what this is going to be all about, and are ready to get into settle into league play.
Absolutely, there's a lot to build on. We felt like we just want to get better each week. We don't know if we feel that way after this past week. We really struggled on both sides of the ball. Usually we've been playing pretty good defense, but but we feel like we just want to get better this week. We know what's in front of us, and that's really keep it that simple. One game at a time. I hate to say that, but it's one game at a time.
Yeah, I thought personally when you go down to it, and I said this before the season started, that Udinsky and Jones from the Chamonix were the 2 best quarterbacks I feel we have in Bucks County. Udinsky, he lit it up, and it just goes to show he really has improved immensely from when he started last year.
Absolutely, and we felt like one of our issues was we wanted to keep him in the pocket, which I think we did. But he did a real good job of stepping forward and finding alternate receivers. There wasn't a lot of times he really threw the ball in rhythm to anybody. We kind of had guys covered and knocked down, but once he skated forward and up and out, we had to do a better job of coaching. I think we had to maybe confuse his escape lanes a little more than we did. So that was on me really.
When you take a look at your ball club, as you said, the defense has been playing well, and coming into a game like that, you're going against some real experience that's on offense. They got Ricky Johns, who's a back, who basically used to be a receiver. They got Henley, who's just a very good receiver. I think what it gave your opportunity to see your team and let them know that, hey, if you're going to get to the quarterback, these are the kind of guys you got to step up line-wise against. And also, when you're playing these guys on defense in that secondary and in that area, this is what it's going to be like.
Yeah, you have to cover for a long time because he buys a lot of time with his feet, and we emphasize that during the week. But he put us over a barrier. We escaped out. We had to kind of, somebody from the coverage had to come forward. He found the right guy, and he does a good job. And in addition to having all that talent across the field, we felt like the run game we did a decent job. And they had some garbage yards late in the game.
Yeah.
Like last year, run game, same thing, we really did a good job. And this year, we felt like, but it just we got 2 high safeties and decided to play pass. As I said, we had a lot of guys knocked down initially, but then he just bought time for them. He's a good player.
We're going to be back with Coach Dan McShane in just a moment. I want to let you know about the people who, of course, are bringing you the show each week, and one is the Continental Tavern right there in the heart of Yardley at Main and Afton. And don't forget, that's a place where you can really enjoy all the best of food. They brag about their hamburgers, and they've got everything else too. They got seafood, they got chops, they got fish, you name it. They got very good salads there as well. And of course, the people there are very nice, and they'll do anything for you. They good staff there, and of course, they also will have the TVs where they have the games on that Pennsbury plays, whether we're home or away. They have them all on live for you to watch at the Continental Tavern. And also brought to you by the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. That's where you can get the kids signed up from kindergarten to 12th grade and get an opportunity to get the kids to get out there early and learn all about the game of basketball and how to play it right. You'll be taught there by some of the players there for the Pennsbury basketball team, and also by some of the coaches who've been around for a long, long time. So you get a chance there, get in touch with them. They're located at the PRBLonline.com. And also brought to you, of course, by ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors, right here in Bucks County. And of course, if there's anything you need assistance for and something comes up all of a sudden, you need to go to the hospital, well, give them a call or get there right away. They'll take care of you. They will, as they have done for many years, they'll continue to do so. We're going to talk to Coach McShane right now about his ball club a little bit. We're talking about so far, what happened in the first 3 games so far. And coaches, as you look at the team, and now you get a chance to analyze the first 3 ball games, what are the things that are positive? What are the things that you feel you have to work on?
Well, we've always liked our effort. I think our kids care a lot about the game of football and they're playing hard. We just got to, get our system continue to be installed from an offensive standpoint. And, we're going to challenge our guys with some, personnel type of things. We're going to really try to create some competition on the field offensively in practice and see who really wants to step up. As I said, we're competing hard, but I don't think we're competing very smart sometimes. And again, maybe it's just a time thing where the kids kind of get acclimated to the system. Defensively, we feel real comfortable with where we're at. We're trying to build some depth. We're getting some young kids now. We're trying to identify some kids that might be specialty players, like just a pass rusher or just a run player. Try to create again more kind of, kids like knowing they get a shot to get on the field. So we think we can kind of play more than just 11 guys in defense, maybe play 15, 16 guys, and so it keeps the level of interest and intensity higher too. So. Well,
when I looked at it there, in the second half, you inserted Joe Meglin, who I think showed something. You're playing against their second unit in the second half of the ball game, but I think the team got to where they were maybe more settled down by the time you reached the second half and able to open up some holes. He ran very hard. Is there any chance you're going to have 2 guys in the backfield along with Robbins besides him?
Yeah, we're looking at all possibilities. Joe, again, if he does what we ask our running backs to do, which is number 1, take care of the ball, and number 2, get it going north. And sometimes it's hard to go north when we're struggling to block up front against really, really good personnel too. So, we like Joey. Joey's got we had a long talk. I know he's a little bit frustrated as far as his level of play. But you may see he's been out there in our dime defense. He's on every special team. And we're exploring. We're not always in 1-back offense. We'll be in 2-back offense occasionally. And so Joe might be a part of that too. So he's excited about it, and I'm glad. I like Joey a lot, and I knew he was a little frustrated for a while there, but I think he's one of our all-in guys that we have. So.
I know, being the fact that you do have a young ball club, only 2 returning on offense, 2 returning on defense, I think one of the things that you're doing, as you mentioned there, I thought that was a smart thing to do, and that is, they're all young, you got guys on the bench that want a shot, and you're giving them, an opportunity to see what they can do, and you feel that, what you've seen from them, maybe they can specialize in certain areas.
Yeah, from an offensive standpoint, we have multiple personnel groups from no tight ends to 2, 3 tight ends, so everybody's got to stay on their toes. There's opportunity to contribute. We may have 4 or 5 wide receivers on the field. And the same in defense. We have base groups, we have nickel groups, dime groups. So, it looks like 11 kids, but it might be actually 19 type of kids. So, on both sides of the ball, again, our kids, again, are much more involved. So, and we like that competition and level of interest from them, too.
All right, we're going to be back with more here on the Dan McShane Show in just a moment.
Wherever weights are racked, rackets are swung.
To move is to live. And wherever you find bodies in motion, you'll find people who've rebuilt their lives with the help of Rothman Institute.
Balls are pitched, skates are laced.
More bones repaired, more joints replaced. No body in our region has done more for more bodies than Rothman.
Lawns are mowed, swings are pushed.
So when you're ready to run again, ride again, move again, live again, think Rothman first. RothmanInstitute.com.
Princeton University football is back, starting on Saturday, September 17th, when the Tigers take on Lafayette at 5 p.m. at beautiful Princeton Stadium. It's also fireworks night, so bring the whole family for a day of fun at one of the nation's most beautiful on-campus football stadiums. The Tigers return both of their quarterbacks and have several returning defensive players. Single-game tickets are just $10, and season tickets for all 5 home games, just $40. This year, the Tigers' home schedule includes rivals Penn and Harvard, plus Brown and Cornell, and the opener on September 17th at 5 p.m. is against Lafayette, followed by fireworks night. To order and for more ticket information, go to GoPrincetonTigers.com. That's GoPrincetonTigers.com. Strong starts are essential on the field and in life. That's why PNC created the Grow Up Great program, a $350 million multi-year bilingual initiative that began in 2004 to help prepare children from birth to age 5 for success in school and life. PNC is helping children in our community more than ever grow up great. Learn more at pncgrowupgreat.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Vince Reed along with Dan McShane as we get to talk a little bit about this coming game. And of course that's the one coming up here tonight against the Panthers of William Tennant. William Tennant had some close games and a tough time trying to get the job done so far this season. But they'll come in here, and I think, Coach, as I mentioned, one of the things I think we're going to see from what I've seen, and I'm sure you have too, from what the records are and how the teams are playing, is the fact that we get down into league play right now. This thing is wide open for the rest of you. The Chamonix is the top ball club until somebody proves that they can stay with them. But certainly one of the things is about the fact, I think, second, third, fourth, that's all up in the air. That's really up to the kids when they come down. These are going to be close games.
Yeah, there's a lot of new coaching staffs out there, and generally a lot of interest in their programs. Coach Plensky, obviously, at Tennant, and the coaches at Rock North, and of course, Eddie Cubbage over at Penn Salem, and a new coach at Abington. So you can see the numbers on their rosters are going up, a lot of interest, and they're playing good football. And and I'm sure on the other hand, people might think this is a down year for us, which we don't believe, but and they're going to be gunning for us. We'll be their Super Bowl, and we got to step up. It's not just going to roll your helmet out there and say we're here, the game's over.
With the tough ball clubs that most of you have gone out there and played anyway, I think that's what presents the fact that, who's going to come out of this? Who's going to come out here and say, hey, we know what it's like to play really tough teams. We're going against teams that right now have the same record as us, maybe not doing as well as they had hoped either. So it's going to be us to take care of business.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of success against those teams, but again, it's a different team this year. With all the, like I said, new staffs and new players, and so obviously, we're just going to get better. I mean, the scoreboard, whatever it says at the end, but we want to get better. I mean, obviously, we feel like we get better. We win a lot of football games too, and then. I still like to think that if we continue to get better, that we'll be in a much better position to play, the Chamonix of the world at the back end of the schedule, and who knows why beyond that.
Yeah.
But, we played with North Penn. I mean, I've coached in that game for 5 years. We played good D, and we've been right there, and so it's not that big of a difference. And LaSalle, same thing. I mean, what the highest level of state looks like at this point, and we got a ways to go. We get better every day.
Well, Coach, one of the things, I brought this along, their roster here, I think the thing that's interesting to me is the fact that they've been using two quarterbacks, Kip Mooney, who's been one of those, and Jason Schweizerhoff has been another. Have you watched them on film and seen what these two kids are capable of doing?
Yeah, we've watched a lot of tape, for sure.
How do they differ, the two of them?
To me, they look like the same kid. I mean, they're not asking, there's no real, we always look, number one, at, does the quarterback present a running threat?
Yeah.
I think they're more kind of in the drop back mold, and they do a nice, they do a nice job with that. I mean, they got decent arms and good decision making. So very similar to a very young version of the kid at North Penn, but they they got nice vision down the field, and but they don't present much of a running threat. We don't think so.
I think you always mentioned, about the fact that, starting out here with a young team and you want to set, your offense, you want to set your running backs, and you always mentioned by committee. I guess you could say William Tennant is more or less by committee. They have 6 backs that they keep using. So they're in the same boat as you. Like somebody maybe that day is feeling up to it, you can put them in there and see what they can do.
Yeah, they go back and forth between, 2-back offense, a little bit of 1-back offense. So again, creates a lot of interest in, from the kids that they contribute, and they just kind of run those guys in and out, and we got to be prepared to handle when they come out. It doesn't change up front for them. I mean, they're decent up front, and We talked to our D-line about, we got to play much better, obviously, in the pass rush game, especially this week, than we did last week.
And you're looking at this team right now, when you look at your squad here and you take a look there on film, maybe, or even you got a chance to watch them in person, the William Tennant team, where do you feel that there's areas where your team can really, make some really yardage, whether it be in the air or on the ground? And there's specific areas that are weaker in the middle or on the outside?
Well, we always, we want to start, with the defensive side of the ball, to be honest with you. We really feel like, obviously if they don't score, they can't win. So, we feel like, it starts there, and then, we put a major emphasis on special teams, trying to create field position there. It's no secret our offense is struggling, but, we feel like, we're going to try to go back to basics, and you may see some ground and pound come back, I don't know. But, we want to take care of the ball and run it and pull the ball out and play action pass. It's a very simple game plan. And, you may see us a little more kind of close to the vest and trying to use our physicality against their front five people.
Well, when you mentioned it, because that's really been so far the strong point of your ball club has been the defense starting out, and they did a great job of it in game number one. When you look at that, where's the areas you think that maybe here against William Tennant, you've told them to look out for and be aware that certain things they'd like to pull?
Yeah, well, we think, they do a nice job throwing the ball, so we want to play good pass defense. And we talked again about, pass rush. We want to be more disciplined in our lanes. And, we've done a decent job covering down the field. We just got to continue to maintain coverage. He's not a real scrambling type of kid.
Yeah.
But, we want to improve for sure, again, on that side of the ball from a pass rush standpoint.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you. You know how teams are. They undoubtedly saw either live or saw an opportunity, on tape about, Udinsky and the way he threw the ball against you. A lot of times that's kind of a little false meaning to the next club. All of a sudden they think, oh, we can throw the ball on them.
Yeah.
But, it's a different situation.
Yeah, it's very different with the quarterback up there and the wide receivers, up there. The Tennant's a young team, and they're hoping to build it out someday, obviously. But he's a pretty special player, and it is, like you said, it's a little false sense of security. As I said, he last week he rarely hit his back foot and threw in rhythm. It was all cover, take off, look, throw. I don't think there's any scripting that or play ball. It's just all inherently your natural ability.
And you're not going to see kids like that every week, that's for sure.
Right, yeah, so we won't see him anymore. Well, guess what? I still love the challenge of playing. I think we left a few cards on the table there, and pass rush thing, and so we'll see. We're going to take care of business this week, though.
All right, we're going to be back with a wrap-up in just a moment.
Merrill Reese here to tell you about our good friends at McCaffrey's Food Markets. McCaffrey's is growing and is now open in Doylestown and Bluebell. But Jim McCaffrey and his family never forget their roots, and that's why they continue to support our local schools and are proud to support Pennsbury and Council Rock and other schools in the area. Many students are employed at McCaffrey's, and McCaffrey's Food Markets feature the finest prepared food department for those always on the go. From healthy salads to prime cuts of steak and fresh seafood dishes, you'll always find something for your family to enjoy in McCaffrey's prepared food department. And for everyday exceptional value, it's McCaffrey's Food Markets, locally owned and operated by Jim McCaffrey and his family in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, in the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road, also in Princeton, West Windsor, and now open in Doylestown and Bluebell. Merrill Reese here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
ER Express is the newest online reservation system for patients in Bucks County with non-life-threatening illnesses or conditions to reserve a time online to be treated at ARIA's fast care, urgent care, or emergency departments. ER Express streamlines evaluations so patients are treated more quickly, and best of all, it holds your reservation while you're in the comfort of your own home. Please remember, patients who experience major injuries and traumas should always go immediately to the emergency department. Reserve your spot online now with ER Express. Visit ariahealth.org/ER-Express. That's ariahealth.org/ER-Express.
And we're back once more here with the Dan McShane Show. Going to wrap things up a little bit. And Coach, you've been through 3 games. You're the new head coach of Pennsbury this year, and of course you brought in a new system. You got to get your guys used to it. You got a lot of youngsters. I mean, a lot of people graduated from that good team last year, so you have a lot of building to do as of yet. But one of the things about this game coming up, just like these other coaches are having problems, this is a new season for your kids.
Yeah, it's they've gone from playing a sophomore game to now all of a sudden playing. We have a ton of juniors playing, and it's a very new season. It's very new from a physical standpoint, the speed, the intensity, the violence, whatever you want to call it, to the mental nature of it. The playbook is wide open now. A lot more plays, a lot more defenses we're calling. So it's a new season in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah, they know too about the fact that guys in the years recently that they watched went on to win district titles, went on to get into the Eastern Final, go that far. So there's got to be something in the back of your mind that says, I want to do that too. Yeah,
I mean, if you're any type of competitor, for sure, I want to do that more. So but that's what building a program's all about. And again, we got, as you said, we got a young team, and I don't want to keep on leaning on that, but we want to do that more. So there's a path to get there, and we think it's our system, and we're planning on getting there.
All right, the foundation may have been laid, the building blocks there against some really good competition. Now we open league play, which I think when it comes down to it for all these teams, with the exception of Chamonix, this is going to be wide open. I mean, you're going to have an opportunity to finish as well as you play. That's what it's going to be about. How much do you want it? Because I think a lot of these teams are close to one another. They're all building, a lot of them. They have new coaches, as Coach McShane is one of them, as he mentioned, as far as that goes in the league. And the league after the Chamonix is really wide open. It's up to you. It's up to the kids exactly how far they want to go. Should be interesting starting with this game tonight, as we'll be taking on, of course, the Panthers of William Tennant. We'll be set to get that thing underway for you in just a few minutes. But thank you for joining us here on the Dan McShane Show. I'm Vince Reed.